everyone, it's Linda McKenna from Golden Rule Senior Placement Services coming to you today for WOW, Wonderful Old Wednesday and Words of Wisdom. A topic that we decided to talk about today, being the first week of February, is what is the right time to consider moving your senior loved one in a senior living community, whether it be independent living, assisted living, memory care community, or a residential care home. So to look at my notes, this is what we're going to discuss. The right time to consider moving your senior loved one into a senior living community is mostly dependent on their health and safety needs and issues, and if your loved one is at risk in their own home and alone. Is always the right time to have a discussion with your loved one, especially when you have concerns for their health, safety needs, and issues of them living at home alone. The timing truly becomes vital in having this discussion with your loved one before it becomes an imminent concern and situation can get out of control. A senior living community, especially an assisted living facility, provides a sense of security to you and your loved one's needs. Assisted livings provide daily clinical assistance, social nurturing, and spiritual guidance to your loved one in a safe and comforting environment. Your loved one will have assistance in their required level of care. Maybe such tasks as managing their medications, grooming, bathing, or dressing when it comes too difficult of a task. These tasks are called ADLs, activities of daily living. And when these ADLs are compromised, the assistance of daily tasks adds to their quality of life. So here are some of the cues that tells you it's time to consider the assisted living options or independent, memory care, and residential care homes. Medical emergencies, frequent falls, incidents, and near occurrences. Has your loved one had a few incidents and occurrences at home, such as a fall or injuries from from trying to prevent a fall? A lot of them do that. Maybe they brace themselves and hurt themselves, maybe not from the fall, but the pressure of pushing themselves back, or falling in, maybe back on the couch, whatever that it may be, but it's still considered a fall. These incidents or occurrences are warning signs that your loved one has a problem with mobility. Even inactivity, stiffness in the joints, and permeable bones and complications of having diabetes are typical health conditions that affect their mobility and have unsteady gait. Falls can frequently happen when they are obstructive pathways in the house, or a lot of our seniors keep a lot of their memories around all over. Slipping in the shower or inability to ambulate at night or early in the morning, especially with getting out of bed. These difficult times of days can certainly increase fall risk. So your loved one's home may not be conducive to their well-being, and it might be not safe, and it might be a risk factor. So these are some things that you would want to discuss with them, with their primary care physician, or whoever oversees their care as well. Another avenue is noticeable weight loss, bad hygiene, and changes in appearance. Recognizing that signs early can also result of several health concerns or the inability to manage their own ADLs, activities of daily living. If your loved one is unable to nutritionally shop, prepare and eat their own meals, which should be well balanced, otherwise substituting just to eat anything or nothing at all. The behavioral pattern can lead to improper nutrition, sizable weight loss, and loss of endurance during their daily routine. Even when medications taken without proper nutrition can also lead to further problems if eating regimen is not adhered to. If loved ones who are unable to groom or bathe themselves will show signs of neglect to their physical well-being and appearance. The cue of witnessing your loved one wearing the same clothes for a number of days is definitely in a row is definitely a cue. And they are not tending to oral hygiene, such as brushing their teeth or soaking their dentures or grooming and washing their hair, or looking unkempt or disheveled. Ironically, if you give your loved one a compassionate hug, it can give you an idea and acknowledge their lack of hygiene and their inability and their lack of strength. Also, proof of home incidents, fire, water damage, appliances neglected, and unsafe to use entrances left ajar. Safety and security issues are areas of concern for you to check upon further, where your loved one may be in danger or in critical issue of fire, a major accident, or even robbery, from cues of leaving a stove on, their door unlocked or ajar, or merely forgetting maybe or may not be part of your loved one's normal daily routine. Frequent forgetfulness can ultimately be signs of dementia or Alzheimer's and should be taken serious account and further evaluation by a professional. And also, this is a lot of it that sometimes there's wandering, that they go out in the middle of the night, just walk around aimlessly, or if they're still driving, drive around aimlessly and get lost. So that is like what they call elopement, or really not adhering to rules of the road, but also not knowing where they are. Depression and loneliness and social withdrawing. The loss of a spouse can certainly leave a loved one depressed, lonely, and withdraw. When your loved one disengages from their normal social circle, can be signs and manifestation of depression. Depression and loneliness can be relative to their loss of sleep, weight loss, agitation, moodiness, or even thoughts of suicide. Viewing assisted living facilities are not only a conduit to provide emotional well-being and an aid in engaging your loved ones socially, but it also supports a system of professionals who can recognize these signs on a regular basis. Lastly, surmounting bills, unorderly and unclean surroundings, clutter, and hoarding. When your loved one can no longer maintain their home environment, it is obvious to you that their surroundings are no longer orderly or clean, can lead to unsanitary and non-conducive to their health. It is time to take over control. Become aware that there are surmountable amount of bills, whether they are overlooked or unopened bills, can cause the utility company to shut off their service at home. Neglect of the outside of the house, such as overgrowth of lawns, weeds, garbage, not maintained or collected, exterior lights, unlit at night, and obstructive walkways, can lead neighbors in calling the authorities with a complaint against your loved one. Neglect inside the home, as clutter and hoarding, can become a hazard to their inability to navigate home safety and can show signs of neurological issues and can endanger their mental and emotional state of mind. All these items that we just spoke about are really large cues, not only for your loved one's well-being, but it is also for their safety, health, maturity, and overall well-being, and that they're no longer at risk and need to be tended to, addressed immediately. Some of the points that were brought out seem extreme to you, but it could lead to that direction. It might start out minor, but it could lead to really darker days ahead. So addressing them early on, don't wait till it's imminent till an accident happens, you might not have the options that are set before you. You have choices. You could have home care come in, but remember that is private pay and it's non-skilled, but it's a wonderful, at least something in the interim till you make permanent decisions for them, maybe a move to a community close to where you reside if you're out of state, or close to where they are now, living now, and also so the community can embrace them, but to act upon it. And also it becomes less burdensome. So this way, when you are downsizing their house or selling their house, they're not there, they're being tended to. So they're not part of that overwhelming process. So again, if you have any questions, by all means, reach out to me. This is something that we do on a really daily basis here at Golden Rule, that we really tell you when it is the right time for senior living. Some people call me up and say, maybe you could talk to my parents. It's a light conversation that you need to have with them over a period of time. But like as of recently, some people said, oh, we're not looking for a year or two. That if you're questioning it now, then there is concern. So it's something that you should address now. As always, I leave you to my webpage, which is www.goldenruleseniorplacement.com. There you will find and contact me, my demographics, my bio, testimonials, various options, resources, and a whole library of not only Tuesday talks, but now words of wisdom that happen on Wonderful Old Wednesday. So next week, being that it's going to be very close to Valentine's Day, we're going to talk about celebrating Valentine's with your senior loved ones and create the time of your life legacy book. I'll show you how to do it. As always, thank you for viewing Golden Rule Senior Placement Services, Words of Wisdom, and thank you for having me in your home and helping you with your senior loved one. Have a blessed week. See you next Wednesday. Bye-bye now.